you're scoring a critical hit on them, and then you grievously wound it.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, good to see
Cheers.
you all once again. For those who are here for the first time for this campaign, well, welcome. Glad you could join us. So, as you know, there's been part of a bit of a migration that we've been doing from Twitch over to YouTube. So, this also means we're going to be having another campaign on Thursdays. So, and for those who do not know, this group have proudly called themselves Trial by Fire. We have Roric, our Wood Elf Rogue, with a little bit of Druid, little dabble in there. We have Gali with a human Ranger. Nether, the Fire Ganassi Barbarian Fighter.
Human Ranger Rogue.
Oh, Human Ranger Rogue, thank you. We have Samuel here, our Warlock, our High Elf Warlock, and Zokalis, correct to his half elf, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, half elf sorcerer. It's been a hot minute, guys. We've had to go on a little bit of a pause for a bit, but we are now back. And so, as always, if you do enjoy these campaigns, please be sure to like and subscribe. Adding the likes actually do help us quite a bit as well in sharing this campaign with others. So, also, in regards to announcements, there will be no Arcane Honor this Sunday. However, we will be back next week with another session of Revive Pandemic, and after that, we'll have our Sunday session for Arcane Honor once again. So, without any further delay, let us go and begin, once again, the Revived Pandemic. So, where we last left off with the Trial by Fire, you all had found yourselves taking a part in a mission helping Angelo and Kira in a little bit of a strange alliance with that of Aaron to gather up the figurines of wonder, which had been initially stolen and been given to which had been initially stolen by Aaron and had been sent out as a way to get back at against the Golden Lamp Cartel. It was during this time that you all began to realize there was something a little bit more at play here, as you all began to look further into this situation. Going for the Marble Elephant, it had led you down this treacherous path that which first seemed to just initially be that of a temple. But it turned into something else, as you had decided to venture deeper and deeper into this underground, and finding yourself in what appeared to be the realm of a civilization long forgotten, but also seemed alien in a way, in that there were various geometric shapes that should not even be possible to occur naturally. It was here that you had discovered a creature, which Zokalis knew, a beholder, who seemed to have taken a liking to the Marble Elephant as well as other treasures, and saw you all as thieves. You fought it. Samuel and Zokalis had both been petrified initially, and then you all had decided to go venturing forth, looking a little bit more into this laboratory area to see if there was a way to remove this petrification. You were able to do so, in the help of which resembled that of a strange individual who appeared humanoid, but not exactly of a race you've ever seen before. Spoke a strange language you could not understand, but doing some workarounds with comprehend languages and trying to establish a strange form of communication, you discovered that this individual's name was Ren'Zad. And he offered to help you. But in an exchange, you must help him. For he feared that since he was imprisoned by what is known to you all, understandably, as Gake, that he might have been infected in a way. You agreed to help him, and so you were able to get Zokalis and Samuel no longer petrified. And this is where we pick up. During that rest, Zokalis, your vision had gone dark for a bit. But then, as you had realized, you began turning to stone, just like Samuel. There was a sick twist of irony to you. The two of you, complete opposites, and yet ending up in the same predicament. But you were able to look around and you see before you your friends seeming to be a little distraught. You don't see the creature that you were fighting just what seemed to be just a moment ago, but now you see a strange individual before you as well, as you are no longer turned to stone.
Okay. Before I start jumping into that, I do have an important question to ask.
Yes.
So this individual is standing in line of sight of me. Once I come out of my petrification, I see him.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You see he's also holding a weapon.
Would I remember him from my first dream that I had? Because they did talk about him when I had the flashback of getting kicked out of the
Give me an intelligence check with advantage.
I wish I heard that sentence more often as this character. DM, when does she get an intelligence check with advantage?
It seems a bit vivid, but you get a feeling there's something familiar about this individual. I mean, for one, he's definitely looks like some of the people you had seen in your dreams.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As he comes out of his petrification, he takes a look around. He notices this individual, but he's kind of looking around to make sure that everybody else is okay. Who's distraught? You said people were distraught.
Oh, it was Roric.
It was me.
Mm-hmm.
And Roric is literally on his way, running over, arms outstretched, running towards you.
I'm picturing like a full-on anime, the dad just hugging their child.
If I cast shield, will he bounce off of that?
Unfortunately, it does not work like that.
That sucks. That would be fantastic.
If you want to avoid him, go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
Do I have to roll anything to oppose that or no?
No, because Roric's too dexy. He's just going to kind of accept the fact that he's going to get himself a Roric hug.
Okay.
So Roric just wraps his arms around you.
What is wrong with you?
You went down the same way that Teksuo did, and I was freaking out. And,
Who's Teksuo?
Sorry, Samuel. The same way Samuel did, and I was freaking out, and I thought that you were gone, and I thought he was gone, and
Can't breathe.
I'm not that strong. I'm not squeezing.
No, still. It doesn't take much strength to do that.
Yeah.
I'm a sorcerer, bro. Like,
dies from 2d4.
You just hear from those who, besides those who have comprehend language activated, it sounds like a bunch of mutters, but you just like strange mutters, but you just hear from Ren'Zad. So he's thankful that I saved him, and yet tries to kill him. Interesting.
So I loosen up on him so that I'm not tightly just constricting him. And I sort of like, I'm just like, man, oh, I'm so glad that you're okay.
Did you wait? Okay. What happened? Where's the beholder? Did you say that Samuel went down? I would look for Samuel.
I'm gonna point over at the pile of just mincemeat over on the other side of the cavern.
Samuel's just sitting in one of his. Samuel still sitting in the tiny hut, just sitting in a chair, just kind of like legs crossed, looking over at Zokalis, waving.
He looks over to Samuel with just kind of a blank face.
Hey, Hugh.
Nice to see
you're finally awake.
I don't think I had much of a choice to be asleep. Turns over to Gali.
I just heard it from someone at some point.
It's good to see you. See that. Wait, when did you show up? He was petrified by the time you got there. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh right. Sorry, it's been so long. She just gives a little shrug and she's like, I mean, I don't know. And she just kind of shrugs. She's like, I kind of came here in a rush because I just heard a lot of stuff going on.
Good to see
you. It went by a blur, so.
This whole the whole past hour or whatever it's been kind of a blur to me.
Has it been an hour?
It's been 2 hours since the battle.
Sweet. Is Nether here?
Yo.
You see that? You see?
I see you.
You see that he has this transformation up.
Yeah. Oh wait, if it's been 2 hours, I would have gone away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he kind of gazes at everybody and then pats Roric on the shoulder.
You also see, as you're there, you do see Aaron just standing right next to the remnants of the beholder, but just watching quietly between both you and this other person.
So I put my hand on Roric's shoulder and just kind of give him a pat. It's just good to see you too, buddy. And then kind of moves him out of the way just a little bit and looks at Ren'Zad. And he's going to give him just this kind of, damn it, I know you from somewhere look. But he's just going to kind of stare at him for a bit. Does he have, what is he wearing, DM?
So you see that he's wearing really what appears to be that of what appears to be that you see he's wearing like the sort of like the underclothes. Like you see that he's wearing like a shirt and as well as some trousers, but you see that it's almost like the underlayer, but the layer on top seems to be a bit tattered. It seemed to maybe have been like some robes at some point, but you also see that he has what appears to be remnant pieces of armor, as they seem to be, at some spots seem to be bent, dented, or even just broken entirely. Like it just seems like he's wearing remaining pieces of whatever he was wearing.
Do I see our sigil on him anywhere?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Give me a moment to make sure that door is closed.
Well, that's an advantage too. Hooray. More
Nice.
advantage stuff. Still wearing my robes. My robe of eyeballs. Okay, apparently we're gonna have ourselves a long night rolling.
It's one of those.
Nice to see
11.
some things never change. Doesn't matter what platform we're on. It's great.
11. Okay. So you see a lot of scars. You see that some what appears to be almost like that seem to be almost like these strange freckles on parts of his skin, but you don't exactly see any distinct marking.
Roric? Who's our new friend?
Samuel starts walking over at this point.
There's a bit of communication errors. I don't exactly know, but Samuel's translated a bit. I think his name is Ren'Zad or something like that.
When you say communication issues,
he doesn't speak any of our languages and we don't speak any of his. I'm sure you noticed he's wearing our helmet.
You do see that he is wearing the helmet for the translation.
So I don't see his face. Okay.
No. You do. No. You do see part of the face, but because it's kind of like that. It's the kind where like you have the eye. Where think of like the Spartan helmets, where like you can see the eyes and you can see where the mouth is and everything.
The T shape.
Yeah, the T shape.
Okay.
The Mandalorian helmet.
More like a Y shape, but yeah.
If that's how you know the helmet, Roric, I'm concerned about your history lessons.
No, I know it.
I'm kidding.
Well, you said T shape.
I mean, how else do you describe it?
Hold on, Roric. Wait. He doesn't speak any of our languages.
No,
I need
and
you.
I would avoid speaking Abyssal around him.
Huh. Okay, Roric, I need you to focus for a second, bud.
I am focused.
Think back to when we met Orla. Is it the same language?
How would I know?
Give me an intelligence check,
You
Roric.
met Orla?
Intelligence check, Roric.
All right.
Shot in the dark, but you were there for Orla.
Yeah, I know. I definitely was there for Orla. Can I give myself guidance to try and figure this out?
You can.
All right. Yeah.
It allows you to.
All right. I'm gonna give myself guidance, which is adds an extra D4. So here's my intelligence check.
I find it funny whenever people use guidance for like intelligence text, because what I'm picturing is that they're looking up and saw like, oh, and then they just slap their hand onto their arm and it just glows. You're like, bingo, I got it.
I mean,
I imagine
has
they,
guidance,
like-
so he could slap Roric across the face.
I actually imagine it more like, oh yeah, that's right. Just
About what you're about to get that.
Self slap in the face.
Yeah. So then 1d4.
Hearing Orla's name, Sam just kind of like chuckles to himself. I was there for Orla too.
That's right, you were there for Orla, weren't you?
You were there for Orla.
Samuel's existence just means that little to Zokalis that he
And
forgot
he's
that you
just
said.
down bad for Orla.
So it's a
He is
13.
actually. He just likes girls that can summon devil like the dogs.
You know, Orla was really fucking cool, you know?
Okay,
Yes, she was.
13. Could
Like
be.
spicy.
I mean, considering how we do remember, Roric, that they had similar in skin tone and like their build was somewhat similar, so could be the same as whatever Orla was.
But the language, is that not? I didn't.
Kind of
know
hard.
how
It's
language.
a little too low of a roll for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you kind of maybe.
My knowledge isn't the best right now. I'm still a little shook up about everything that's happened here, but like, I mean,
You just hear him. Those who
know.
have the translation and the comprehend languages going on, you just hear Ren'Zad just say, "Enough so that one of you left your weapon lying around."
Gali gives a pointed glare to Nether.
Samuel kind of like shoots Nether and just like a quick glance, thinking to himself like, "Oh shit, yeah." He's
Wait, does
probably not getting
Deki
that back.
Does Deki have comprehend language up?
Gali does, yes.
Gali does. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, she and him kind of look similar, I guess. My memory is sort of failing me on how she spoke. But I mean, what?
Okay.
You can't remember how she spoke, or?
I haven't heard him speak yet.
I
was just asking.
Samuel kind of gives Zokalis a look. Well, it might help if you would ask him to say something. Ren'Zad.
Well, it might help. It might help if you shut the fuck up.
Ren'Zad, would you mind introducing yourself to our friends?
The more and this time he does speak up, but it's just more in that strange language, as he just says, for those who understand. The more I see you two interact, I question if you are friends. But I am Ren'Zad.
Do I understand him? Hold on.
Let me go ahead and roll something real quick.
Oh.
High or low?
Low.
For a brief moment, as he speaks, the words, like, it doesn't sound... It's not as if someone who is fluent in the language, like, say, like how you can easily understand, not only understand English, but also you think, like, you hear that. For this, it feels similar to that, as if you're learning, like, a secondary language, and you're like, wait, okay, this word means this word means that. So you kind of have an idea of what he said. Basically that, from what you gathered, something along the lines of, are you guys really friends?
Upon hearing that and deciphering what he said, his eyes are like open up a lot wider as he stares at Ren'Zad, and he's gonna walk past Samuel and just give him a love shoulder check, just because he can.
Just why not?
And approach Ren'Zad. If I speak to him, can I speak to him in this broken language? Do I have...
I'm going to require you to give me another intelligence check.
Holy crap, these rolls suck.
Oh.
Okay.
You try to, but he just looks at you for a moment, just like, what is he like a bit of a WTF look, but he's just like, think he's think you're trying to speak. Is he trying to speak in my tongue?
I think he's trying. Says we just gotta like give him a look.
Keyword trying.
Remember, he has a helmet of comprehend languages on, so.
Samuel, ask him what language he speaks.
Samuel turns to him and just says, he wants to know what language you're speaking.
A quick question. You said what he's speaking?
Yeah, what language? Yeah, he says to Ren'Zad what language he wants to know what language you're speaking.
The language of my people. Gith.
Okay. Upon hearing
And yes, you would hear the word Gith.
He is going to use minor illusion. And in his hand, their symbol is going to appear.
Okay.
He goes to say something. Okay,
go ahead.
He goes to say something and then realizes that He's not going to understand him. So he looks back to Samuel. Congratulations, you get to be the translator. Come up here.
I'm just walking up, and I'm gonna look at Zokalis, and then I'm gonna look back at Ren'Zad and say, All right, never mind.
Roric, not Roric. Samuel turns to Roric and says, "He can understand Zokalis. Zokalis can't understand him. That's the problem."
I know you. We know each other. And this symbol is how. Do you remember me?
Can you give me a persuasion check real quick?
No.
Not allowed. No.
Bad as all this has been. No, I don't want to.
Rolling dice in Dungeons and Dragons, the
What
game
is-
centered around it? No.
Bro, you have a
Nice.
fucking +8. Why were you afraid?
Because with my luck, it was going to be a nat 1. Have you not seen the rolls?
DM, I just want to make you aware ahead of time. My theme won't connect to Roll20. It pulls up the game, but it says I'm having connection issues.
No worries.
So
No
I do
worries.
not see any of the
I'm going to have to
rolls.
roll real
It-
dice.
It's okay. No problem.
It should come up through D&D Beyond.
It's just Roll20 being weird.
Oh.
No, it's not showing up on there either.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he's rolling manually through 20.
Okay. All right. So, as you ask this, he looks at it, and you notice that with your passive insight that he's a bit perplexed, but also seems a bit cautious in his body language as he sees this before looking to you. How do you know this? As he points to to your minor illusion of the symbol.
He wants to know how you know of that symbol.
I was a part of this society for many years. With you.
He looks at it before, looks back to you and says, I would have known if you were there. You do not... There have been no outsiders. You are of this plane, not where I'm from.
He says that he would have remembered you because there aren't any outsiders from this plane where he comes from.
According to Orla, we were all friends. Something happened and she had to banish you and I. Imagine that's how you made your way here.
I do not know you or who this Orla is. All I know is you all agreed to help me to remove what the gate might have placed in my head.
Samuel says that Samuel turns to Zokalis. He says he doesn't remember you or Orla. Damn shame. But that he knows that we did agree to assist him with removing what the gate may have placed in his head.
BM, do I know what the cake is?
You do So give me a history check real quick. I'm just going. This is just based off from what you've read in that book and whatnot.
Oh, because I'm going right back in it.
Mm.
The
Good
book.
lord.
Oh
Nope.
my god.
You just
Somebody give me
remember
my
that
book.
from what you remember from in the book that the Gake were basically like the arch enemies of the Gith, to a point where they want they are trying to make them go extinct. But you also remember that from Roric and Nether, they talked about how they had an encounter with one of these Gake before.
Which is separate from... Huh. Light bulb. Okay. He takes a minor illusion away
Mm-hmm.
and bows his head. Oh. Well. Do we know what they put in him? Do we know what they put in you? What is it that you need to get out?
He's gonna give. Well, Samuel's gonna chime in a little this one.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they reproduce by infecting a host, and then, let's just say you have worm baby inside your brain that turns into Gake.
How do we get that out of him?
Well, first of all, we have to find out if he's infected or not. Also, from the sounds of things, let's just say we may need a little bit more information about this infection or this disease, whatever you want to call it, before we let our friend here go, because it sounds rather familiar.
Do you? How?
You remember back when we first met? Well,
Unfortunately.
when we first met, since you've lost your memory. And I mentioned a rather strange plague that was going through a nearby village.
Yes.
Sammy just kind of gives you a look, as if it's pretty much just like, hello.
He walks up. He's like face to face with Samuel. I don't know. He's gonna lower his voice. It's probably still be loud enough to hear, like for Ren'Zad and Roric to hear, because he's still right there. But yes,
Right.
it's very like personal. It's the only reason why he's getting close to him. We need to do whatever we can to save him.
I may
The peop-
I may have a way to.
This is between those two.
Okay,
Yeah, they mentioned that. Go ahead.
sorry.
The things that did this to him are sworn enemies of my people, of his people. Regardless of what he says, I know him. You and I may have our differences. I still care if you live or die. I need to make sure he lives, whether he remembers me at the end of this or not.
And trust me when I say that I have... Let's just say if this is what I think it is, then I may have a vested interest in keeping him alive as well.
Happy we're on the same page.
Isn't it just? Gives you a pat on the back.
Well, and he kind of turns around with a very fake sense of being okayness. Now that we're all back, what's our next move?
I think I may have a way to find out if he is infected with it, possibly. Does he know if it's like if it's an animal of some kind?
Samuel just turns to Ren'Zad.
Hold on. If what's an animal? If what's an animal?
The thing that he says that's inside of him, or that might be inside of him. The thing that would infect him and turn him into a Gik or whatever it is.
So I'm sorry, are you asking this of him, or?
I'm just basically saying it out. If he hears it, then he would. I would assume he could answer, but I'm just saying it out and posing it to the group, to the four of us.
Gik are not creatures, as you think of animals, beasts who walk on four legs. They're much like you, but not. They do not reproduce like you all do.
So,
and he steps forward a little bit as he takes off the helmet, then hands it to you, Roric. As he's looking to each and every one of you, they have their own. They have their own mother. There is what they call a mother in your tongue. One who brings life to them by means of larvae. As he uses minor illusion to show you this larvae-like creature, but it looks more like a leech with multiple mandibles that seem to resemble that of hooks.
Oh, that's fun.
And it has like a ringed mouth with teeth.
Really quick, you said he took the helmet of comprehend languages off. Is he speaking common now?
No, he's still speaking his language.
But I did I want to have the helmet put on so I can understand what he's saying.
They will go. They will either enter through your ear or your eye. More than likely the latter. So that's the fastest point to the brain. If their mother is still alive here by chance, then it needs to be taken care of.
Zokalis is going to slowly turn back over to Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Their mother. Sounds like that would be around that area that we found all of the crystal cocoons at.
That's where we found your friend here.
Ha!
Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned. Yeah, I found him in a cocoon.
Aaron just side glances at you, Nether, and just says, "As always, your timing is very perfect."
They were having a conversation. I didn't want to interrupt.
As the rest of you guys continue this conversation, after seeing the larvae, Zokalis is gonna kind of take a couple steps back, and still listening, but he's gonna open up his book and start flipping through the pages to find out anything that he could find about this race, mother, larvae, any images, anything.
Give me an investigation check.
Continue on with the conversation.
Is Ren'Zad still holding Nether's Vorpal sword?
No, he got it back, but he gave him a different weapon.
Gotcha.
A magical weapon that...
It's an unknown magical sword.
An unknown magical sword, which they saw for a moment. if I'm correct, did I say it sparked electricity
Ice.
or ice? Yes,
ice.
that's right. It was ice.
True
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah. So they gave this guy who acted like a Jedi just a moment ago a sword that's now covered in frost.
Like, I would rather have an ice sword than a Vorpal sword. So
Roric's gonna take the helmet back off and basically offer it to Ren'Zad once more and wait if he's willing to put it back on for a moment.
Okay. So for you, Zokalis, you flip it through the pages, trying to see if you can find anything. The most you find is more records about these Geik and how. What you find at the moment, what you find is a little bit of the history of them. You see that there was this. That there was a time where they had ruled the time before empires, that they had their own great civilization, that they had subjugated many races throughout not just this realm but also many others. It wasn't until that a few of the races, one of them including that to be the Gith, rose up against their oppressors, who had been using them as a means of continuing on their population, but also as consumption of nutrients. You also see that there is a mention of their city that they had established in the realm that you remember, really, like living in this land.
The Geik had a civilization there too?
Like the Geik had their own city.
Oh, okay.
And that is known by their name. Sorry. And that is known by the name Olum'Bal. OLUM, then apostrophe BAL.
Hey, that's the title of the stream.
You love your fourth wall breaking, don't you?
Sure do. Sure do.
That's the name of the movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
hey, that's the title.
Roll credits.
Okay. Are there any pictures of these guys in this book? Because I'm about to take a leap.
The only thing you see is something similar to that of the head, which is that octopus-like head that you had seen on that statue.
The statue. Cool. Awesome. Hey, Roric. Hey, Nether.
Yeah.
Mirror.
I'll sort of hold off and handing back the helmet and walk over to Zokalis.
Oh, I thought that you guys were. He was like about to take out the books that he had gotten, but he was like, "Oh, all right,
Oh.
what?"
Sorry.
No, that's good. I can read these later.
He's gonna kind of he's gonna kind of negotiate that Roric and Nether are in front of him between Ren'Zad, so Ren'Zad doesn't necessarily see what's about to show up. And he just goes, the Geik that he's talking about, and he uses minor illusion to have a small mind flare show up in his hand.
Statue.
And Gali, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were there when with Roric and Nether in that dungeon, correct?
Which one?
The one with the mind flare?
This one, or if there was a previous one?
In the old campaign, basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you would see this too.
I don't think Zokalis knows that Gali was there for that, so that's the only reason why he's addressing these two. But she would see it as well.
Yeah.
No,
this is what we're gonna.
probably sweating bullets at this point, just like not really saying anything, but she's like, oh gosh. It's like that
This is
puppet meme.
this is what affected him. This is the creature that we need to find the mother of.
They're
Samuel just sees it and he goes, "Ooh, calamari."
kind of frozen their tech.
Yeah, your camera's frozen, dude.
We
So,
can still hear you fine, but it's
Yeah.
kind of amusing.
so, there we go.
It's all good.
He's still frozen.
It's fine.
No problem.
It
Yeah.
will come back. In a
Anyway,
moment.
so Roric says, I may have a way to possibly find it, but I don't think I can find the mother, that thing. But maybe it's maybe possible that I can tell if Ren'Zad has one of those parasites in him.
Wow.
There was a trick that my teacher taught me when he was showing me how to use these powers, and my fingertips like light up with a guidance cantrip for a moment, and I say, one of the tricks that he showed me was how to find an animal just by sort of find a creature or a plant just by like sensing where they are through nature. Maybe I can see if it's in him, or if I try for finding whatever that thing is, I don't think it would work, but it might.
Does that work on
might work.
humans?
I don't think so.
Don't know
Try it.
until you try.
If I try and see if I can find that parasite, I might be able to find it if it's the closest one nearby. If it's like within a certain area, not too far away, but I can find the closest one if it's there. But I don't know if we want to do that, or if we want to find some other way to see if we can track them. I don't know if I could find the gate or
Okay.
find whatever it is, but I think I can find the parasite if it's in his head.
Work on saying if it's in his head.
It'll take maybe 4 hours before I can, but
We have nothing but time. Well, we don't have nothing but time at the moment, but. And he kind of looks around. I don't think we're going anywhere for quite a while.
we've
Try
got
that.
to send message to the gangsters upstairs.
Wait, who? What are you talking about?
You already forgot about them?
I'm a
Man,
little
that
preoccupied right now.
Almost become a doozy. The mafia that Nether brought with us.
Angelo.
Hold on.
Angelo
Liam,
and
weren't they
Kira.
down here with us, or was it just...
No, they stayed up there.
No,
They were keeping watch
it's
on those
not.
ropes.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
I
it's
thought
all
they were
good.
down here with us.
You're good. You're good. It's been a hot
Okay.
minute since we've had session.
Fantastic. Like, they're just gonna have to wait. Nether, you said that you found him in the crystal's room, right?
Hmm.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to go back into that room.
Probably. At least last time I was in there, I didn't hear any voices in my head, so that should be a sign of something.
Right.
Also, that is the minor illusion still up? Of the
Yeah.
mind flayer.
Mhm.
Those things. Fucking hate them.
I do too.
They also teleport. Last time we fought one, it escaped.
Unfortunate. Good to know. And he closes his fist and the illusion fades.
And hearing that, Samuel kind of looks around, and since we're in a cave surrounded by treasure and possibly weapons and toys, Samuel just kind of looks around to see if he sees anything that might be of use to him.
Would. While you're doing this, give me a perception check. Also, while you're at it, Nether, can you do me a favor and give me a wisdom save real quick?
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, that's a 10 on the perception.
Okay.
14.
Okay. And yes, Roric?
Do I notice Samuel looking around at the piles of gold and stuff?
You just see him looking around.
Right.
And what are you doing right now? So are you looking for anything particular, Samuel?
Looking for anything that might enhance his magic or any kind of armor. Or
Well,
anything that would.
It's kind of hard to tell. You just see lots of shinies, and that's got your attention. You're just seeing all that money. You're like, I got my mind on the money, and
The money on my mind.
exactly.
Have a Cave of Wonders moment. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we're in a cave of wonders.
It is
He's
the
literally
cave of
Abu.
Right now, he sees the money, but at the same time, the part of him is just like I've got money. So he sits down for a second and starts casting detect magic to see if he can, so that way he can start looking for any like magical objects.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be doing that for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
If you find any weapons that we can give this guy.
You just see he's still holding. You just see him like getting used to the weight of the weapon as he's just moving it around. As you see the.
It doesn't look like
the
he needs a weapon.
He's looking at, I think, Samuel's sitting there with his amulet, kind of like casting the ritual. He kind of just like chuckles together. Yeah, I don't think you're getting that sword back.
I should have left it back at the mansion. Fuck.
I would like to also look around to see if I can find anything around that looks like it could be useful. If I don't find anything, I'll probably just pick up a handful of gold or something.
All right. So you will go ahead and you can take a handful of gold. So that will be. You get about 15. With just a handful, you get about 15 worth of gold, but you also pick up something that catches your eye. As it's in the pile within your hand. 4 pieces of platinum.
Oh wow!
Ooh, yes.
And should I roll for looking for items or
Nope.
something or no?
You're good.
No. Okay.
Um,
So 4
while this is
gold and 4
happening-
platinum.
Gali, what are you up to?
I mean, she already did her part. She already looked to see if there's anything. I don't really think it falls in line with her morals to.
No, I'm just saying in general. Like, what is she doing at this time? That's all I'm curious.
No, yeah, I'm saying I don't think it's falling in line with her morals to get up and like take gold that's just sitting there. So she's not really gonna do much. Just kind of like observe.
Okay,
Yeah.
and with your passive perception, you notice that as you've been sitting there watching quietly, after that awkward moment of seeing, oh snap, that it's these things again.
Yeah.
You notice that Ren'Zad seemed to have his eyes focused on Nether.
Is this man trying to read my mind?
Can I insight check?
Sure,
See-
go ahead and insight check.
Yeah, just to see if he's trying to like cast something or if he's like if there's like something written all over his face.
Sure.
Okay. You know, let me roll because it's still saying I'm having connection issues.
No worries.
can roll
Are you
for
doing it
you
in the
if you want.
campaign?
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
I'm calling it here now. This is-
Ooh, okay.
Damn.
I'm gonna send you a DM real quick.
Okay, cool.
I'm calling it right here, right now. This man's a fucking aberrant mind sorcerer. I'm calling it.
Nah, dude, he's a Jedi. He's doing a mind trick. He's mind probing you right
He's
now.
a Jedi. Nah, I'm calling it right here, right now.
Okay.
And I'll mention just
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Read this.
Roric is sort of on the side, just trying to rest now to try and get the.
Okay,
time
so you're doing your long rest. Got it.
Yes.
Gali. Wait, so he can understand like if we speak in any language right now due to the helmet, right?
He doesn't have it on.
He doesn't have it on.
It's on my lap, basically.
Wait, did you take it with you as you went out?
I'm not leaving. I'm just in the room.
Oh.
I'm just resting.
Oh, okay. Gali's gonna like glare at him, and then she's gonna stand up. Not you. At the who whatever his name is. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Ren'Zad.
Okay. Sorry, I'm checking something.
It's okay. You're good.
Why won't it let me check my features? Come on, D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond, please.
Love you, D&D Beyond. Thank you. Okay. Well, she's gonna walk by and just grab the helmet from Roric's lap.
Okay.
And she's gonna. I'm assuming she would still have comprehend languages up because, and she's gonna just nonchalantly, doesn't care if she puts it on properly. She's gonna just put it onto the guy's head.
Okay. You're just marching right up to him and forcing it on his head.
And she says to him while keeping her hand on top of his helmet because it also casts comprehend languages on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says to him in Infernal, I'd recommend you don't do that.
He then turns and looks. At first, he's surprised by that, and he's about to raise the weapon. But as you do that, he then turns and looks to you. And because of all this distortion of languages, it takes a moment, but you hear him say, and yet you had no issue when I looked into your mind.
There's a lot of things that go on in there, and everything she's saying currently to him is infernal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that happen in there, and quite frankly, none of them are of importance to you. So if you go around in my head, I honestly can care less. I can give any amount of care, though, when it comes to doing it to people such as him. And she nods her head over to Nether.
Hearing her say that in Infernal, Samuel just kind of chuckles and goes, kinky.
And then she just flips him off for the first time. She actually flips him off without looking.
Mm-hmm. So,
with her free hand.
Can you do me a favor and roll me an intimidation check?
I got you, homie. Let's see. Wait, it shows it's a nat 20 on my screen. What is this BS?
Wait. Where do you see it?
I'll show it to you. Look.
Okay.
It just landed. I'll show you the screenshot of this.
Okay.
I'll put it into the Revived Pandemic sharing.
Roll 20, why?
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a nat 20.
Yeah. It's like, I'll show the full screenshot too. Like,
yeah, that would help.
Dice on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It even reset the dice on the screen, so it's like there's no remainder ones. This was the newly rolled one.
Yep.
Yeah, not 20.
That is weird. Yeah.
Maybe it rolled the 20 for the previous one. For the one that showed up.
No, because it did pop up.
It reset the roll for me, so.
Okay.
Should we just re-roll it?
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that because that was weird.
That's weird. That's just weird. So.
Yeah.
Roll 20, why?
Why are you like this, Roll20? This is why I use Foundry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you, for the first time, everyone that's watching those who are watching these two, you get a hint of a subtle hint of the intimidation factor and the sort of strength in character that Gali carries. It makes Aaron do a double take, just like completely, like you would notice this now. Like she does a double take as she's looking right at Gali, just like almost a little bit surprised by this, and it's very much resembles that of a standoff between two. And for everyone else, it kind of resembles that of a standoff between almost like two predators or two alphas as they're watching each other.
She's not blinking.
Oh yeah, she's not blinking.
Oh yeah, no, she's terrifying if she gets pissed off. Like, you don't piss her off.
I'm checking.
And he just looks right at you, not tearing away his sight before he just says, "I'll humor you for now, since you are helping me with my condition."
I'm saying not for now. And if you don't follow with that, I'd be more than happy to return you from where you came from.
That would be interesting. I don't know where I'm from. As he takes off the helmet.
She just has it in her hand, just kind of like glares at him one last time before looking at Roric.
As he's going off to a different spot as he's sitting, as he goes to sit down.
DM?
Oh no,
yes.
He's doing this.
How loud was the conversation that they were having?
Well, considering the fact that she put the helmet on his head, and considering your passive perception, I would say you've heard it because they were not whispering.
Okay, am I still understanding his broken language?
Yeah, vaguely, but you get but you do get just from your passive insight as well. You would kind of get a hint that there were, in a sense, a little bit of, perhaps a little bit of threats, but also kind of these two sizing each other up.
Did I hear or gather his statement about he doesn't know where he's from?
No.
So.
But you do get a hint that he did give almost a sass-like remark to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing, well, what the heck, Roric? What's that hand signal? I'm gonna walk over to Zenyatta knockoff over here. Bootleg.
Meditating over here.
So I walk over, and helmet in hand, just looks between the helmet and then Roric. Does he have his eyes open? Is he actually meditating?
He's doing his long. He told me he's doing his long rest. So
she just puts the helmet on his head and just walks away. Since he's sitting like that.
Like a hat on a hat tree.
Yeah.
Got it. So, Zokalis, what are you doing at this time, as well as you, Samuel?
The majority of this conversation, Zokalis has kind of been hanging back, just grazing through his book, overhearing this conversation that they were having, shaking his head, like in his mind, he's not the one to mess with. But he didn't really voice that opinion. He's just like listening, and that's kind of what he's going through in his head. Like, Gali thinks that she's big and bad. He's probably not the one to mess with, though, so it would be interesting to see them fight. That's pretty much it. For the moment, he's just looking through his book.
Okay.
Samuel is basically just wrapping up his ritual for detect magic.
Gali will actually go to Zokalis, and she'll just kind of like look back at the dude. She doesn't care to remember his name.
Fair.
Looks back at Zokalis and says, "Be careful. Apparently he's been kind of digging through our minds in a way, but he said
He's confused.
he said he doesn't know where he's from."
That would make sense. He closes his book and takes a deep breath and looks over to Gali. I'm not sure if we really talked about much of anything prior to meeting, but I don't know a lot of my past either. He and I are from the same place.
Ah, so this is a trend from your culture? That's a trendsetter.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Tell
He
me,
just kind
were
of
you
gives her.
the first, or were you like one of the many that saw the first person do it, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump onto that boat," and saw what kind of hellhole you created? There's a hint of sarcasm.
Not even cracking a smile because he's not in the mood for that. With all this going on, he's gonna give her a very blank look, and then go back to reading his book.
But I'm just saying, she just looks around to see if anyone else agrees with her, holding her hands up.
Roric is just slightly shaking his head as he meditates. he's just.
Nether's like he has like his hand over his mouth to hide like him snickering, but the slight glow of his hair kind of gives it away.
Okay.
Her smile drops. She's not happy. She just goes back and sits down in her saltiness.
Okay.
There's every snail within 100-mile radius has melted from this, from all the salt.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, if there's any, since I'm understanding this is going to be considered a long rest, is there any, is there anyone going to be keeping watch, or are we just letting it go as is?
We are in Samuel's tiny hut at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm great. I'm great, man. I'm a human. I am not an elf. I need my 8 hours of sleep, baby.
Oh wait, wouldn't the hut go away because he cast another?
He left the
concentration
hut, so he
spell?
needs to put it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, get your ass back over here and put this hut back up.
The hut. How?
Samuel's still wrapping up his detect magic. I will get to it any moment. Keep your stone on.
As you are-
Kira just gonna be
So
up there
Alice
waiting
isn't
for
going to
us?
be able. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Zokalis isn't going to be. He'll get his enough for the long rest, but he's really not super tired, so he'll be up. He can keep watch for as long as he needs to.
Okay. So.
Samuel will take a rest, or take watch with him.
Okay. And as of right now, you don't get any hint of magic going off in your detect magic. Interestingly enough, well, except for the things that you have on you, including that elephant that's now with Nether, if I'm correct. The marble elephant.
Okay. So in that case, Samuel's gonna pull a small, essentially a small like leather pouch, and just take a handful of gold and drop it in the pouch.
Okay. Get about 13 gold
Okay.
and 3 silver.
Nice. Money.
Money, money, money. So, Who's doing the watches? So I know Zokalis and Samuel are doing a watch. Is anyone else?
Nether will do a watch simply because he also wants to read through
Okay.
these books.
I'll do a watch at the end because I only need 4 hours.
Okay. All right. So Zokalis and Samuel, go ahead and roll your perception checks.
Perception. Okay, that's gonna be a nice 21.
Nice.
23.
All right. And a 23 from Zokalis. You guys keep an eye out for anything that might seem suspicious, as you are in this sort of area that is totally unfamiliar to you. Silence fills the air, which is a bit surreal, especially seeing that there are probably other things down here. As you had followed here initially, you initially followed the cloakers to make your way down here. But thankfully, your watch goes by without an issue. If there's anything you want to do during this time, like discuss or anything, feel free to do so.
So, during this time, Samuel is going to essentially be putting his tiny hut back up. So I would imagine, like, right about this point, he finishes the casting for that. And as he sits down, he glances over at Roric and then kind of like sits closer to Zokalis and kind of taps him on the shoulder. Just so you know, while you were stone, that one over there, I like a bitch.
He takes a very deep sigh as he's reading his book, and once again closes it with the same blank face he gave Gali earlier. Slowly turns over to him.
Meanwhile, Sam was just giving you this like mischievous smile.
From what I hear, you were stoned as well.
Oh,
He might
yes,
have been crying for you.
He cried for both of us, actually.
Because he has a heart. Like some people in this hut that I know.
He turns to Zokalis. Oh, come on, don't be that harsh on Gali. She's not that bad.
Both of
You're
you.
gonna make me cry.
I need okay. Zokalis, odd or even?
Odd.
You can't see
Okay.
the face of
As
Moss
you
person.
say this, Samuel, you suddenly feel something whack you on the side of the head. And
Bloody hell.
you see that it appears to be that of one of the... Seems to be like a little bit of like a piece of wood like that is a bit of debris, as you hear muttering, a very tired mutter of Aaron saying, "Shut up."
I like to imagine, because with Gali's a Fey Wanderer, with the
Mhm.
butterflies going around her head, you just see them start like flying faster, and the wings are just like, it might as well be a hummingbird at this point, as they're like
With their tiny little legs, they like try to flip him off.
facing at Zokalis, but they can't move far away from Gali.
Samuel turns to her, and then turns to Zokalis, casts disguise self on himself, appearing as Aaron, and just mutters to himself, and then
Is disguise self a spell slot?
Oh my god.
Yes, it is.
That is such a great use of a spell slot.
Best use of a spell
but
slot.
I have
Yes.
it as a eldritch. Yes, but I have it as an eldritch invocation, so I can use it at will.
That's
Fair.
fantastic.
God.
You finally see Zokalis crack a bit and finally give off a laugh, or at least a smile, and just shake his head. Anyway,
So
other than maybe
as you start laughing, Samuel turns to you and goes like, "By the gods, you do have a sense of humor."
normally I do when it concerns you getting hit, hurt, slapped in any way, shape, or form.
Oh.
I don't know about Gali. I do know that at least Nether would care, but if anybody in this party would be thoroughly upset if something happens to anybody else, it would be Roric.
Well, you're not wrong on that assumption. And he just kind of looks back at Roric and kind of chuckles at Roric just as he just remembers Roric just like essentially pouncing him as soon as he woke up. So he turns to Ren'Zad before turning to Zokalis. So, friend of yours.
From what I could recall, he's
You
one of the
notice
only
he-
friends
you
I
would-
had.
Sorry to interrupt, but you would notice Ren'Zad's actually not in the dome, but is actually just chilling outside,
Awake?
wide awake.
Ooh, do I know that they sleep? They don't sleep, do they?
Maybe not.
We don't know.
Mhm.
From what I
Obviously.
recall, he's one of the only ones that I had. Surprising, I know, with my glowing personality.
Samuel just kind of gives you this look, just like, "Hey, I didn't say anything."
I don't need the tech thoughts to read your mind. From what I recall, he and I used to travel together. We weren't supposed to. The Git Society doesn't get involved with many material plane dealings. Apparently, he and I got into something along with Orla, which that society didn't really take a shining on too much. Orla, being one of the heads, or the daughter of one of the heads, was ordered to ban us. In banning us, we lost our memory. Hence why he doesn't know where he's from. And I lost a lot of time prior to meeting up with these guys.
Well, obviously you wouldn't remember, but and I'm quite sure time works differently wherever they're from. But I'm assuming this is probably why you don't remember. Why you don't remember anything about me?
My family was from more than 1,000 years ago. So time does flow much differently.
Okay, that means technically you're older than me.
Yeah. But
Huh. Well, you certainly held up well for your old age.
the human in me.
Actually, that'd be the elf in you.
Then that would mean I would be as ugly as you.
Samuel, I'm gonna send you a DM real quick.
Okay. Samuel turns to Zokalis. Yes, but he turns to Zokalis. Oh, damn it.
Do it.
There you go.
Don't do it, DM. Don't do it, Harold. Whatever that was, unsend it. Send it back. I don't like it.
Samuel. Samuel just kind of chuckles. Oh. Nope. No. Samuel's gonna let it go. Samuel's gonna let it go. He got a smile out of Zokalis for the evening. He's gonna let that one go for now. He's gonna put a pin in that. But because he's gonna chuckle at what his and a thought that came across his mind. But he turns to Zokalis and after a quick chuckle, he does turn to him and ask, so where were you from before? Before you found your way to Volk?
That's a fantastic question. I had recollection, dream, nightmare, call it what you will. The only thing I can remember is my younger sister was found in a castle in Warlaside, DM. Is that where we were?
That's where you were.
So if I was from there, I would imagine we were around that area at the time. She was murdered by the Inquisition in part of a war that was going on. I couldn't tell you where I was because I don't know.
And as that, Samuel just kind of gives this look, like kind of like stares off for a second with this look, just like, fuck. Like, damn. He just kind of looks off for a moment before turning back to Zokalis. Found him murdered by the Inquisition. Oh. That would explain why you were such a just joy to be around back in the old days.
Well, yeah, I could only imagine. I'm still uncomfortable around the Inquisition, but at least the members that we have here try my best to see past the armor and charms and religion and see them for at least people or friends.
A lot more than you did back when we were younger.
It was a lot more fresh back then.
Oh, yes, apparently, because I had no idea about this, but I could tell that you had some sort of axe to grind. Only someone with a reason to hate someone that much would say some of the things that you said in the past about the Inquisition, which is part of the reason why I was so surprised to see you back in Iran.
I wasn't there for the Inquisition. I was there to save innocents. I was there because I managed to stumble across everybody here. Believe me, it wasn't for the Inquisition. Even then, and I didn't know or couldn't remember back then either. Anyway. He puts his book down and just kind of does kind of what I'm doing, just rubs his eyes and looks out to Ren'Zad and looks back over to Samuel and just like, I'm as lost now as I am then. I don't know kind of what to do, but I do know that I at least have to help him. Nothing else.
Samuel kind of like focuses on Ren'Zad for a moment. Yes, and apparently, perhaps so do I. Let's just say, the affliction that I spoke of, we were still working on that when you disappeared.
Interesting. Did we link it to mind flares or to the gate back then?
We at the time we didn't know what it was, but hearing some of the symptoms and results of infection that Ren'Zad described when we first woke him up started to sound very uncomfortably familiar. Might not be the same thing, but it's close. And well, you know how you and I got turned into stone earlier?
Kind of fresh, yes.
Let's just say for some, it was the only way to stay off some of the infection.
Interesting.
Petrification was the only thing that we found to slow down the infection. So there are some back home who are living a very slow and, well, okay, can't even call it slow because they're just stoned. There are some that are sleeping now because it was the only way to save their lives. And until we find a cure, we can't take them, we can't remove the petrification.
He's going to give you a very grim look. Anybody that we know?
I just rolls his eyes at that question. Somebody that I know. Nobody you would concern yourself with.
Family.
My father.
I'm sorry to hear.
He kind of chuckles and just kind of like, and in a weird way, just almost like in disbelief. But he knows you mean it. But at the same time, it's like to hear you mean it. You know, it's the part that's almost surprising to him. And he as he kind of chuckles, he just kind of like, yeah. We were tasked with helping to find the cure, and then you went missing. And that was why when I first saw you, and I said that I couldn't explain things because I needed you alive, because we were still sort of looking for some sort of. At the time, I was under the impression that I would still need you to help me search. Since then, things have changed a bit.
It all sounds like you need me a little bit.
Not as much as I did then, but you prove useful.
We'll figure out a way of saving your father and helping him.
We help Ren'Zad if we help my father. Equal trade.
Fair enough. And he kind of just zones back into his book. Trying to with a new vigor of trying to figure things out because now his rival / his frenemy's dad is in trouble.
And pretty much at that point, Samuel just kind of settles into his seat and just continues with the watch.
Okay. So, who was the next one? Was that you, Nether? All right. So go ahead and roll me your perception check. Actually, go ahead and do it at advantage since Erin will be on watch with you.
Oh, sweet. She can help me read.
Children's books.
Perception. Perception. Oh, good thing that. Oh.
Oh.
You jinxed it.
It's being on
I-
watch with Erin definitely makes you a bit distracted as now that things are calmed down, you start to think a little bit more, not only just of the first time you've met, but also now that you see how much more capable she is. And you're even thinking back during that battle against the Beholder. And so that has your mind wandering a bit as you try your best to keep watch.
Yep. Fuck, reading books is gonna be difficult. He has like all 3 of the books that he grabbed from before they even went down into the cavern out. Just going through each of them just to see contents and find anything of relevance.
Okay.
Or anything interesting.
So you open one of the books, but this one catches your interest in that this one, unlike the others, has the design of the marble elephant. You open up this book, and as you are looking through, you see about you get a bit more of a detailed history as to some of the legends and that how this came into being. Some people saying that some people claim that it was made from a time from one of the gods, while others, and this is where this one seems to take more of what it deems as a canonical approach, is that it is argued to be that of a relic from the Golden Prince. And that this is the gift that was given to those who were faithful to the Golden Prince to be used against those who oppose him. You see that a lot, especially you could tell from the intrinsic designs and everything. This is definitely not anything from the Dratonian Empire. Like, you could just tell just alone from the artwork itself and the design. Seems to be, it's really old. The pages you're carefully flipping through the pages, making sure you're not going to ruin them, because they are these can easily be ripped apart. Like, we're talking about as if you have a book from the from the 1940s.
Yep, considering that these were the only 3 he was able to find that didn't just instantly disintegrate.
Yeah. But you also see that there is mention of a few named warriors who had used this thing, and though some of them seem to use it to its greatest potential, there is also one but there also seemed to be one where they had fallen due to their great pride and greed. Though there is one that sticks out to you. One individual that goes by the name of Suladin. Suladin is considered to be one of the greatest of the bearers of this marble elephant. Using it to its capabilities, he not only forged himself, established his authority, but also used it as a way to turn things around for the country that he was in. making it so that he was turning this city-state that which he grew up in to becoming the ruler of this city, and then expanding, taking control of like other city-states, and then expanding his empire.
Is there a name?
A name for?
The city-state.
Gives the name of Al-Varam. Al-VARAM. It is believed, though, that once he had established himself, but was near the tail end of his life, he had given this to a particular order he had established. An order of which was to prevent anyone else from using this marble elephant. Why? Not entirely sure. Even the book doesn't explain. But one thing is for certain is that the military power that it was being used for hadn't been used again.
Say, Aaron, how much of a history nerd are you?
Well, enough. Well, just enough that I've read a little bit of books here and there. Why?
Does Al-Varam ring a bell to you?
Yeah, that's one of the capitals of the Sultanate of Ashuk.
What is a treasure in the Sultanate of Ashuk doing here? And he pulls out the marble elephant.
You got me there. Maybe does the book even explain why?
Apparently, Saladin was the last user of it. He used it to expand his empire, and he gave it to an order to prevent anyone else from using it. So I hear.
Sounds to me he was a little bit of a glory hog.
Probably.
I mean, you don't want anyone to one-up you, do you?
True. Apparently a lot of people had this thing. Some used it to its fullest potential, others fell for greed. He's gonna look through for any mentions of the other figures.
Don't seem to find anything else mentioning about the other figurines of wonder. If anything, you just see this one dedicated to the marble elephant.
Makes sense. This is a temple for the damn thing. Well, got one down at least.
Well, let's just hope. With this one down, we can still go up. As she seems to look up to the, for lack of better terms, the ceiling, which is just like this darkness from the underground.
Yep. I mean, we still got the ropes outside. Hopefully.
Yet we left them to watch the ropes.
Yep, however, they need us. Without you, they can't find the other figures. And, well, I have this one right here.
And yet you gave them the lions.
Unintentionally gave them the lions.
Well, I just hope we don't regret this decision to trust them.
Hopefully not. Though, you never know.
Is that how you handle things? You just leave it, you just throw it out into the wind and just say, good luck?
Kinda. I mean, there's some things you can't plan for. It's best to just be prepared to probably be stabbed in the back eventually.
She sighs as she leans back in her seat and just says, I should have listened to Leyland. Should have listened to Leyland.
Well, what is that supposed to mean? Not come with us? Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I'm not gonna say.
Still don't fully trust us yet?
It's not that about trust. It's just I know what you would do with that information.
Are you a mind reader now?
Please, you're just easy to read. For the first time after this whole crazy time, she has a small smirk.
The hair gives it away sometimes.
Rather to wear your heart on your sleeve than not wear your heart at all.
Yeah. Eventually comes to bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm. So.
Learn to harden up a bit. Not be as obvious.
And as with that, we move on to the next watch. Roric.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. I will try.
Try, you will not. You will do.
Am I able to give myself guidance on this or no?
You could.
All right. I am going to make sure that I do that. So here's this normal roll, and then one extra D4 afterwards. Yeah, rolling through D&D Beyond is really chugging up my computer right now for some reason.
You know, you could just do it in a roll 20.
I know I could. It's just really, really slow. It's bouncing off the opposite corner now. I probably should just. Yeah,
Okay.
there it is. And then the extra D4. Hey, I said I cast guidance. I gotta use it. There we go. 29.
All right, 29. So. As you are focusing on keeping watch, especially after all that had happened, it's easy for you to stay awake, though. Oops, that's the wrong music again. I always do that.
Bro.
I know. I love to give you heart attacks. I know. Let's see. Okay, so As you are focusing on the like keeping watch, you start to notice that there is a bit of, you feel a little bit of a warmth against your chest. Feel as if there's something there, like almost like a lump pressing against it. It's warm. Feels very much like a warm a rock that has been staying out in the sun for a majority of the day.
Does my bag look like it's glowing at all?
Your bag does not appear to be glowing.
Okay.
Though, as you are sitting there, you start to notice that the warmth is beginning to pulse. Slowly. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Enough so that as you slowly begin to focus in on this warmth, you notice it's now starting to match to the beat of your heart.
Do I know if this is some sort of a spell or something? Do I feel any sort of a magical energy in the air that would be causing this, or?
You're in the dome right now, so as far as you're aware, magic can't go in here.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that you want to have another audience.
No response.
If that's somehow you, Linnell, thank you for the luck that you brought us with Ren'Zad being here and being able to save them. If it's Revel, thank you for calling out. But if it's you, I swear to God, if it is you, just leave. Just leave Duke.
At this point, you notice that, as you're saying this, you notice that it feels like as if there's something in your chest pocket.
I'm gonna slowly pull open the little, like, pull open the shirt a bit so I can look into the chest pocket to see what's there.
As you do so, you see, you look inside and you see the faintest of glows, and pulsing with that warmth, the heart of the fiend. You know you had put it in your bag.
I'm gonna pinch myself on the wrist just to make sure that I'm not in a dream or
Pinch
some
yourself,
sort of...
feel that pain. You're wide awake. No doubt about that. It's strange though. Warmth doesn't feel malicious at all, but you feel like this warmth as in a sense of comfort. Comfort in which, just like you are right now, feeling safe in this hut. You feel a sense of security with this. You've seen the power this thing holds. You know this, how it could change the tide of a battle.
I'm gonna reach into my pack,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna pull out the pot that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to quietly just glance around, make sure that nobody's looking, and I'm just gonna take the shirt off, wrap the cloak around myself, so that
Mhm.
I'm not just shirtless in the middle of the group,
Right.
and then I'm gonna dump the heart into the pot and just close the lid on it.
Give me a sleight of hand
Put
check.
Okay. So sleight of hand. Can I cast guidance to try and make it work, or are you gonna
I mean,
veto?
you could if you like.
I don't want to do anything magic with this. I don't want to touch this thing with any magic.
Fair enough.
So it's a plus. All right. Okay, let me look at my notes real quick as well, just to see what I have. 3 of those. All right. Here we go. Here's that roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a skill inspiration on that.
You still have any left?
I have 3 left.
Okay.
I am much happier with that one.
Okay. Also, Samuel, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me a perception check at advantage? Okay, thank you. So, as you quickly and quietly take care of this, you feel a bit relieved now that it's gone. You put it back into your satchel.
One other thing that I would like to do before I put it away into the satchel,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to take Actually, did I use my rope for putting down into
You
the?
did.
I did. Okay, damn it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll use the string. I guess, yeah, I'll use some string and wrap it around it a couple of times. That way, if it gets tampered with or opened, I'll know.
Okay.
And then after it's wrapped around a bunch of times, I set it back down into the backpack.
Okay. As you are continue on the watch to the end with no other particular events happening, you feel a little bit of security in that. Seems everyone has not noticed and they're wrapping up their long rest. So for you, Samuel, hearing the title of Duke seems your interest in this particular elf has peaked. And we're gonna take our break right there.
Well, alrighty.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm turning into
Damn.
Frodo. What the hell?
Taking the ring to Mordor.
I'm more like
This is Lord of
Legolas
the
than
Rings now.
Frodo. What the hell?
Nah. Oh my goodness. But
Oh.
anyways, thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna be taking our short break, but we will be right back as we continue on after that long rest. So everyone, go ahead and take care of that real quick. But
Alright.
we will be right back. Don't go away.
Woo.
Ah.
Alrighty. Just gonna mute the party.
Oh, hello.
Hola.
Hey,
All right.
yeah, I
Yes.
got a
Back online?
question for you.
Yes.
Since
We
we
are-
are back in session now.
Mm-hmm.
So primeval awareness, right? So I do. Okay, so I knew what the beholder was, right? Due to my favorite enemy being aberrations.
Yeah, 'cause we did the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the mind flare, would I know that as well?
Why don't you go ahead and while we wait for the others, go ahead and roll me that history check at advantage.
Okay. Okay.
So
Why is my thing showing my rolls as different? It says a 4 and an 18, and then it shows 6 and
6
8.
and an 8.
What?
Maybe because it's adding it post like on yours.
I have no idea.
that's weird.
I
Yeah.
don't know. There's
The
different
roll
rules
20
for.
and B and
Whatever.
You could just go ahead. If it's easier just to roll it on the D&D Beyond, you could just do that instead of using this here, because I know I'll be able to see it, so that will be no problem. So if you want, you could go ahead and redo that.
Okay.
I'll pulling up that
okay.
campaign. Okay.
Boo.
There we go.
12.
Okay. So you don't know much. Like, there is not too much information to go on about these Geik, because the Inquisition themselves, as you recall, don't really have much information about them. They're considered one of the more abnormalities, in the sense, like, even among, you know about a beholder. There's no question about that. You know what these are. But you know there's still gaps in knowledge and about these things, but you do know from what you have seen, and also from the records, that while this is your first time hearing something about a mother, you do know that the individual ones that you have encountered before, as well as your order, seem to indicate that they view you and others as something to that of livestock, and that's pretty much used in a way for whatever it means, whether it's for consumption or for their sickening experiments.
Okay. Well, risk it for a biscuit, I guess. I'm gonna use primeval awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, as an action, I can expend a ranger spell slot, 1 minute per spell slot used, to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of me, or within up to 6 miles if I'm in my favorite terrain.
And are you in your favorite terrain?
Favorite terrain, looking for it. Sorry, there's so much info when you go.
It's okay.
My favorite terrain right now is I have mountain and Underdark.
It would be considered Underdark you're in, so yes, it would be up to 6 miles.
All right.
Okay.
And it says, just before you say anything, it does say it doesn't specify where they are or the number of them.
Good.
So I'm gonna use it to look for aberrations.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I love Rangers, okay? They are not useless. If anyone tells you otherwise,
As a ranger player, they're not useless.
So,
This is why Gali was made. Why she was brought back, to prove my point. Okay.
They're not useless.
So,
Continue.
I also say Beastmaster Ranger is one of the best, but that's another story. But, anyways. So, as you focus on that awareness, knowing that your terrain, even though this seems to be a bit strange by comparison, does it I gotta ask, does the primeval awareness mentions about like if they're alive or undead or whatever, or
Checking. I don't have my glasses on.
it's okay. I just
doesn't reveal the creature's location or number, so
it's implying they're alive.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So let me take a look real quick. Okay. You close your eyes as you focus. As you are used to this terrain. You do, however, sense something.
Let me check something quickly. Yeah.
You're definitely within that 6 mile radius.
Everyone's awake at this point, correct?
Yes, this is a long rest already.
Okay. She'll just look at them and say, there appears to be an aberration within a 6 mile radius from us. I'm not sure if it is picking up Sylvan nearby us or if it is picking up something that is amongst the living. So do tread carefully.
Primeval awareness basically means like if they're basically functioning for battle.
It doesn't really say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm basing that off of.
Okay,
so.
Okay,
yeah,
then.
That's just my interpretation of it.
Okay, cool. So do tread carefully, then we continue going through this area.
Okay. Roric is gonna turn and look over at Ren'Zad, and he's gonna take the helmet off of his head because he realized it was there after waking up and everything. So he takes the helmet off. Yeah. So he takes the helmet off and he walks over towards Ren'Zad, slowly, passively, spins it around so that it's facing him, and then lifts it up and gently sets it over his head.
He just like, no, hold on.
So I'm trying to just try and gesture, speaking, like try and speak. Still holding with one horn. Like
as you do that, you suddenly feel like something tug on it. You don't see his hand pulling on it though. It's like it's pulling it away from you.
Okay, I let go of it.
As you see, it just begins to float and slowly rest on his head.
Meanwhile, I'll say it.
I'm going to cast a spell real quick, and it's going to tell me where, if there is one of those parasites that you mentioned, if there is one within a certain area around us, and it will tell me where the closest one is. I'm just letting you know so that you don't worry when you see my fingertips start glowing.
He just watches you quietly.
Meanwhile, in the background, Samuel's casting Comprehend Languages again. So he'll be able to talk to Ren'Zad if he needs to.
Okay.
So, this spell is a ritual spell. So, does that mean that I need to, like...
you don't need to use a spell slot if you're casting it as a ritual, but it will take 10 minutes to cast.
Okay, it says casting time is 1 action.
But it's considered, for ritual, it is 10
minutes. All right.
Yeah.
So I will take the 10 minutes.
So you do not need to spend a spell slot, but it does take 10 minutes to cast.
Yeah.
So what are you casting?
I'm casting locate animals or plants.
Okay.
So It says describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings. You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present. So it uses different terms to describe what this.
But it
animal
is basically
thing
animals
is.
and plants.
Yeah, animals, beasts, plants, creatures.
Yeah,
So
beasts
I'm
and
casting-
plants. So
yeah.
okay.
So I'm casting that, and once the ritual is all set up, I am basically going to describe the parasitic worm creature
Okay.
that was shown to me beforehand.
As you cast this spell after completing the ritual, you wait for a moment. Another moment. Oh, there seems to be nothing. No, nothing that gives you a sense off of that or within him or anywhere else.
I'm not detecting anything off of you or anywhere within the 5 miles of here, but
Maybe it's out by 6.
that's possible. But the fact that I'm not detecting it in Ren'Zad here is possibly a good sign.
It is not an animal.
Or a bad sign, given it could possibly not be an animal as well.
He just has a deadpan look before slowly removing the helmet, then leaves it back to you.
I take it out of the air and set it down on my head.
Yeah, he just has the most deadpan look as he's like, he has that look of just basically that a parent would give us this is exactly I just said that.
It's a language barrier.
Again, this is Ren'Zad just
Gali,
being Ren'Zad.
Gali just like shares a look with him, and it's like the first time she's actually more casual around him, like.
Hover
So
2.0.
one time we can come to an agreement on something. And she's just like realizing there's a language barrier. She just gives 2 thumbs up to him.
I know thieves can't. Do I know what that means?
It's a thumbs up, Roric. You should know this by now.
Zokalis, what are you up to?
He's sitting back, just watching the shenanigans happen. Yeah, for the moment, that's all he's doing.
Well, but it's not again, these are not things which you would consider to be animals. I'm saying this in common because I'm saying it because Samuel and Roric have comprehend languages up. It is these are they are creatures from another realm entirely. They're not bound by the same laws as you all are.
Samuel gets an idea, and turns to Ren'Zad, and kind of motions for him to put the helmet back on for a moment.
As you're about to go reach for it, Roric, you just feel it already floating off your head, and it just goes right on his head. It's like a total Star Wars Jedi thing right now.
Playing a hot potato with a helmet.
Ren'Zad's a Jedi, confirmed.
Yeah. He turns to as he sees this. Once the helmet's on his head completely, Samuel goes, pretty much what he just did. I'm going to do a thing. Don't freak out. They tended to be a little disturbed the last time I did this.
Oh
So-
no.
Oh, not this
Oh,
again.
Now I know where Zokalis gets his "don't freak out" sentence from. Did he
Don't freak
polymorph somebody?
out.
Did he polymorph somebody?
So he is going to he's gonna sit down. He's gonna pull out his amulet, and start casting Commune.
Okay.
Bruh.
All right. I need to get
Blood
good,
magic.
now I need to get good music for this.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. So, as you cast this the commune once more, you see almost like these multiple cuts emerge from out of nowhere from Samuel. Just before. It's almost like as if you're in zero gravity as the blood emerges from his body. Then slowly taking form of a humanoid-like shape. Standing there. No face, but just made of this ichor.
Samuel stands up once it solidifies. Oh, okay. 3 questions, yes?
Don't want me to answer that, because if you do, that counts as 1.
Yeah, so he says that to himself more rhetorically. But he turns to Ren'Zad. Or glances to Ren'Zad before turning back to the blood form, and kind of explains very quickly. So our friend here is potentially infected by a creature that breeds by burrowing its way into a host's brain. And I have reason to believe that this is possibly something that I'm looking for as well. Can you confirm if this creature is infecting Ren'Zad here?
This figure just turns its head slowly towards Ren'Zad. And you just see Ren'Zad a bit perturbed by this and very cautious before it turns back and looks to you.
The same thing. That dwells in the mind. Is what you have seen before.
Bloody hell. Anything that dwells in the mind. And he turns to Ren'Zad. Oh, fuck. Is there a cure nearby?
This illness must be treated like a poison. To treat this poison, you need the source.
Right. We need to find this bloody mother. Alright. Okay. So Samuel turns to the rest of the group. So, big uncomfortable news. Nobody freak out.
They would hear this voice, by the way.
Yeah, okay, just to be sure. Okay, so, okay, so we know.
Bro,
that-
right in front of my salad? Like,
Oh god.
So Ren'Zad.
Right in front of our Ren'Zad?
Yeah, so Ren'Zad is affected. It's the same plague, and what else can we find out?
Maybe.
So he turns back to the aberration. Is the source nearby?
The source can be found in the hive of these abominations. And you are in that hive.
Oh, fun.
We all hear this, yes?
Yes, and as that happens, after the last bit of words leave this thing, the blood dissipates before goes back into Samuel, and then the cuts are gone.
Wait, did I?
Thanks,
Sorry, I was
blood creature.
AFK. I was AFK for the first half of it because I had to do something. Was it an aberration? Like, was it something that?
It was just
Gali
like, it's just a humanoid. Like, it's just like imagine like a dummy that's in the shape of a human. It's basically like that.
Would I know what that was, or?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I think am I good? No, that's freaking youth that's good at those. Crap.
It's okay.
I
You can do
suck
it.
at these rolls.
I believe in you.
Come on. It's just rolling the dice.
Come on.
Hunty, roll the freaking dice. Stop loading.
Where'd you roll it
my-
on?
Roll 20. Oh,
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
15.
So you recognize this magic as a form of almost like a conjuration of sorts. But you can tell just from this arcane that Samuel talked to someone that you're not entirely sure what he was speaking to, but you definitely know that whatever it was a something of great power.
It's just the blood god. Don't worry about it.
It's just
Gali?
just corn. It's fine.
Wait, so where did this thing go? You said? I want to be sure I heard that right. Where did it go back to?
The ichor went. Basically the ichor went back into Samuel's body, and those cuts healed up instantly, as if they were never there.
Gali's just like, okay. She just looks at him and she's like, what the hell was that? Does this just happen?
Samuel just kind of like pinches one of his nostrils and just like snorts out blood for a second before wiping his nose. It happens when I need to make a long distance call. But
A long
Don't ask.
distance call. Who was that?
it was a very long distance call. And so he turns to Zokalis. So, scary moment. Your friend might it sounds like your friend is infected. And according to my friend, it seems that it is the same affliction that befell the village. Why am I in doubles?
I don't know. Maybe that's.
Invoked duplicity.
Hey, man.
Samuel used mirror image.
Yeah, I have mirror image.
He just underwent mitosis
No,
instantaneously.
it's fine.
no.
It's okay. He only just it's just a side effect of the commune. It's fine.
It's a side effect of the blood god.
Blood for the blood god.
Gali.
So again, we all heard what this thing said, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You
so
heard
by
that
the
voice
time-
too. It was creepy.
By the time Samuel looks at Zokalis to tell him this, Zokalis has already gotten all of his stuff together and he's holding his staff of plagues in his hand. Just about ready to walk out. He stops in his tracks to hear what Samuel's saying, but he is a very determined look on his face, like he's about to leave. Once he's done talking. Whenever he comes back.
Right.
So- Samuel,
I'm still here. My camera decided to die on me.
Yeah.
though.
you have this friend who you can ask questions.
That is not a friend.
This is the second time he's used this.
Yeah, I know, but it tells you answers truthfully.
Yes.
Could you do me a favor next time you talk with him? Ask him something for me. If possible, could you ask him, or it, or whatever it is, for the name of the Mad Duke?
See what I can do.
Thank you.
What? DM.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. With what he just said, with how Samuel responded so casually, and even suggesting that it's a possibility, would Gali find that strange at all? Like,
Give me an
is there-
insight check.
Okay. I will roll this, and you will listen to me, roll 20. If you don't listen, I am going to haunt you in your nightmares every single night. I will freaking destroy your bloodline. 16.
Speaking of blood, it's definitely unusual considering how calm he is with what he just did, which normal spell casting, you do not see that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Not even
something-
like, I'm guessing not even amongst like the Blood Hunter orders.
No, like this is like more than blood hunter stuff.
Yeah.
This is more than just hemomancy.
Gali just looks at Samuel and she's like, we don't have to talk about it right now, but that thing is nowhere near just a friend. There is something very far off about this.
He's in an ice block up to his nose.
What in the absolute hell? Okay. So we're gonna-
Cryogenically frozen.
Yeah, pretty much. So, as Gali says this, Samuel just kind of smiles at her and says, "Come now, Gali. Just because I have friends in strange places doesn't mean we need to be judgmental. Just because he's a bit different doesn't mean that there's anything
Different?
wrong."
Bro.
You have the audacity to call that different?
Well,
I mean, it's not like us. It is different.
It is otherworldly.
So's Zokalis. So is
Are they
Ren'Zad.
made of blood?
I mean, I imagine if you were to
Or is there
Break him with a
entire
dagger.
body- Roric, I will literally kick you where the sun does not shine for anyone.
he puts
Continue up with this sarcasm.
Samuel holds his hand up in front of Gali's face and casts
He
minor
slaps
illusion.
it away.
He puts it back. He puts it back, but he as he holds his hand up, he casts minor illusion, and basically shows her a minor illusion of herself, and basically says, imagine you casting imagine a spellcaster using minor illusion. That magical energy comes from somewhere. When my friend communicates with me, he uses me as a conduit.
That was something of higher power. I know this. You cannot trick me. You can go ahead and treat me like the idiot you think I am, but I know this is not
Roric
normal.
is putting his hands up and just walking away just very slowly. He's like...
And if I am going to have to travel with people like you, and she like digs her index finger right into the center of his chest, I'm going to leave this group, and we are never going to associate with one another ever again.
And here I thought we were getting along so well.
Huh. Well,
And as he says that, he just kind of like just goes.
We can't see you. You're frozen.
We literally can't see you. You've been frozen this
you're
entire time.
You've been an ice cube.
Yeah. So he after he says that, he literally just goes. Just kind of like blows a kiss at her.
oh gosh, she. She just takes a deep breath and then she's like, "Oh, rebel! Can you put this fool out of his misery or something?"
Samuel, give me a quick dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
Bro!
This is the battle of the patrons.
That is a 21.
Okay. So, good news is, you're not taking damage. Though you do find yourself, however, you find two things happen to you.
Uh-oh. He's paralyzed again.
Well, then.
He's back to stone.
He turns back to stone. He's petrified again.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see.
Gali literally just summoned a wild magic surge.
Guys, I forgot to tell you, I multi-classed again. I'm a wild magic sorcerer.
Okay.
He's vanished.
Oh, okay. So, you see, so initially when you start walking, you feel as if something tries to sweep your legs, and you quickly recover, Samuel, and you're just like, aha, like, nice try. And then suddenly, as you're pointing, you then notice, with your pointed finger, a sudden flower appears on your finger, like as if it grew out from your fingertip.
Oh, look at that. He's offering me a flower as an apology gift. Sorry, Sweezy, but I don't take those from anyone.
As you do this, as you say this, the flower just flops.
Meanwhile, Roric is literally just going over and he's literally just laying back down and he's just going back into meditation because he's like, I cannot listen to this.
She just
for my own health and safety.
She looks at her middle finger and she's like, you know what? Now I know why Hatsi has so much fun doing this.
So,
we're corrupting Gali.
as this happens, Ren'Zad just looks at everyone, then looks to Zokalis, and then starts walking.
Is he walking? Where is he walking to? Because I have a feeling we're gonna be walking to the same.
He's walking back the way he arrived and like he remembered initially, but starts going. As you follow him, he starts going out through the entrance which you had gone.
Zokalis is right behind him because he, in the middle of all of the bullshit that just happened, Zokalis had walked out of the hut and started walking off.
Okay.
Back towards the arena where all the coffers and crystals and all that jazz was.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So to the hive? Question mark. I'm saying question mark out loud.
Hearing Nether say this, I'm just gonna say, "Yep," and I'm gonna pop up and go walk past Samuel and Deki, and sort of just grab Nether by the wrist and sort of just gesture for him to come over the direction where everybody else is going, and say, "Bring your friend." referring to what's her name? Forgetting her name. Damn it! Sorry.
Aaron?
Yes, Aaron. Referring to Aaron.
We're forgetting all the NPC names
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm sorry.
Apparently.
It's been a long time. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Samuel, after dealing with the droopy flower,
It's still it's like as if it grew out from your fingertip, by the way.
so pretty much he just tries to like break it off essentially.
How are you trying to break it off?
That's your bones.
Lift one finger here, buddy.
He's trying
Lunar, why?
he takes his he grabs it near the tip of his finger and starts trying to like essentially like pinch it off.
As you try to pinch it off and you're trying to pull, you see more as you see like it's almost like for a moment it's the flower, but then suddenly you see that it's tied to like some sort of fabric.
Oh no, it's an infinite handkerchief.
Oh my god.
It's the handkerchief chain!
As she watches this with her hands clasped together, she just gives a small nod and says under her breath, "Thank you, Revel."
He's a true magician now.
Samuel follows everyone out, but he's still just like toying with this fucking infinite handkerchief. Like, what the fuck?
He now knows true magic.
As you are just like flipping out, just constantly pulling on it, but then suddenly you decide to shake your hand, and then suddenly it's all gone. As if it like never happened. You're like,
Are the scarves on the ground at all?
nope.
Oh, I wanted him to be like dragging
Harold, nicer
along
DM than I would
chain
be.
of-
She walks beside Samuel, and she says, "Oh, I was hoping those would stay, so you could dry your tears after I'm done pummeling you to the ground." And she says this all with like a sweet smile on her face. I can't wait to curb stomp you.
Samuel walks up next to her and just kind of leans over and like quietly goes, "Don't threaten me with a good time."
What the hell? She just walks away.
Can't shake him.
He's
He's into that.
Like, you know what? She's like, "Shut up, you step stool." Gosh.
Step on me.
Step on me.
I didn't want to use that. I just
You so pressed easy.
As you are moving on. Oh my gosh. So,
What the hell?
all right. So as you're moving on, you make your way out of this. You make your way out of the this sort of laboratory as well as the structure itself. You have a better look of the area around you, and you do see further down below, about 1,000 feet, what appears to be that of the remnants of structures. Though they're not the same in the sense that you're used to these square or rectangular structures. These seem to be almost like circular, or some even seem to be spherical. Though they seem to be, the ones you see anyways, appear to be damaged. But you don't exactly get any sign of life. As you see Ren'Zad start making his way down a set of stairs that are carved into this mountain.
Zokalis is following right behind him as he's kind of just looking around, taking everything in.
I guess Roric is behind Zokalis.
Okay, Zokalis, Roric.
Then Nether, and then Aaron, I think.
Yeah, because Samuel and Gali were the last two out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Deeper into the pit we go, I guess.
As you are looking, or as you are going down these stairs, it takes you a little bit, but you see that part of it seems to be damaged, some parts even broken off, but it's relatively safe in going down. And once you get down to the base, to the bottom of these stairs, you see what appears to be you see that the ground itself is strangely smooth. And we're talking smooth as in like someone poured concrete on the floor smooth. And you see all around you the various same spherical structures. You see some that, even those that seem to be almost square in nature, which are very few, there seems to be no sharp curves to it. It all seems to be soft edges. As you look at some of these, some of them seem to have a bit of interestingly enough, a cephalopod-like appearance. As you see, some of them are taking the shape of various shells. Some structures even seem to resemble that of tendrils. You even see one statue that looks like, that has this, you don't see the bulbous head, but you see around it almost like a spider with its legs on the ground. You see what appears to be that of these tendrils. You even see there's what appears to be that of a statue. Though it appears to, you see that, it's almost like as if part of it was bashed in, as what appeared to be that of a body of this geik. But all around it, you see what appears to be various sorts of creatures that are either seeming to be worshipping or even just pleading or even showing signs of swearing their allegiance to this creature.
How big are these statues?
These statues happen to be, they're on a pedestal, they're all like on their own foundation, but they stand at around 10 feet.
And they're made out of concrete, from what we can tell?
Seems to be that of some sort of stone. Like, the floor itself is just smooth like concrete, but it is still stone.
So Kalos is going to stop at that particular statue and take a look at it. The creatures that are under this thing, either worshipping or pleading, can I tell, other than, I'm assuming Gith is going to be there, but he's going to look for the Gith and then see if he can recognize any other races that are there.
Yeah, you see what appears to be that of not only the Gith, but also you see what appears to be that of dwarves, elves. You even see some that are human, or even some that seem to be like bipedal-like creatures. You don't exactly know what they are. But for Roric and Nether, you have seen these bipedal creatures before.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm.
When you met this Gake. You also see what appears to be that of a few they seem to be almost like short halfling like humanoids, but you also see that their heads are actually that resemble that of a fish-like head. Though for this one, you see that they're grabbing their head and just like and seeming like to be pleading or begging.
Oh no. It's more slopping up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
The elves that are in this, are they more like pledging their allegiance kind of stance, or is it kind of more like the pleading?
From what you can tell, it almost seems like a subjugation sort of stance. Like they're on their knees and their heads are lowered.
Zokalis is not okay with this.
Samuel looks around and he sees like the image of subjugation. He just like he has this look on his face that almost like you could like anyone in the room can look at him and see that he's kind of like visibly offended by this.
Mm-hmm.
Roric doesn't look offended or anything like that. He doesn't really look the same way as Samuel does. Instead, Roric just looks like he has just hate on his face, looking at these statues.
I knew down here was a bad place.
You just hear Ren'Zad mutter, Olum'Bal.
Is this what your Gake friends do? They go around subjugating.
While he doesn't have the helmet on, he turns and looks to you. And before responding, subjugate, consume, expand. Olum'Bal was one of their colonies, you can say.
Hearing that, Samuel just kind of looks up at the statue of the Gake and kind of just like lets out a deep sigh. Oh, lovely. Sounds like some people up north that I know.
Sounds like most modern empires.
Ren'Zad just looks around. And as he continues moving forward, he holds up a hand for everyone to stop. Seems to look around for a moment before you see that he does, like how he had picked up that sword before. Like he goes to, he used one of the broken parts of the pieces of rubble before it seems to toss out, seeming to be towards one of the doors to one of the structures. You see for a moment what appears to be like a large shape emerging from it. As you hear and you see what appears to be that of almost like a large tentacle just wrap like with its suction cups grabbing a hold of whatever onto that rubble before, slowly dragging it in like knuckles against the ground.
Samuel, seeing this, just very slowly raises a hand and holds an Eldritch Blast. He doesn't fire it, but you just see like the energy just like crackling between his fingers for a moment.
Oh yeah, no, Nether like instantly put his hand like on the grip of his sword.
Even though its inhabitants are slain, the city is still very alive.
How big does these things get? As he says to Ren'Zad as he like gestures like holding his hand like above him slightly, like as if to indicate size.
Deki are around your height, as he points to both you and Zokalis. But
all we see is a tentacle, correct? So far?
Yeah, it's just a tentacle that kind of emerged from the structure of one of these cephalopod-shaped structures. But you also see that. But you also hear Ren'Zad say, "But it all depends on who they infected. They infected a shorter one. It'll be that size."
You kind of hear Samuel just kind of let out that kind of like just like unsettled chuckle, just like, oh, that's just lovely. He turns to everyone else and he just goes, so these things can get as big based off of what they infect. If the host was, say, the size of me or Zokalis, it'd be our size. If by chance it was something larger, much larger, then he just kind of gestures toward the giant tentacle that came out a second ago.
The city was also their... The city is also their own experiment. There are many things here.
Hearing him say that, Samuel turns to him. So when you say the city is alive, and then motions towards this, like the walls, and then almost makes like a quick gesture to indicate almost like as if he's trying to like pantomime life or movement. So when you say the city is alive, you mean the city? He like holds his hand out towards the wall, and then says, "Is alive," and then just gestures wildly with his hand again.
He just nods. And as you're standing here, those who are not part of the conversation, Nether, Gali, Roric, please go ahead and give me perception checks.
I've got the helmet on, so I'm hearing the conversation.
Yeah, but I said you're not part of the conversation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
You said perception checks?
Perception.
Okay.
I made the mistake of rolling on D&D Beyond. Why is it so slow today? It's still going. It's looking like it might be an 18. I think it's an 18. Just waiting for it to stop sliding, and it's an 18. Plus 10.
Okay.
So 28. There it is.
All right.
Man, my dice hate me today.
It's just one of those days for the dice, apparently.
I mean, it just keeps showing higher numbers than it actually is for some reason.
So, as you guys are keeping your eye out, Roric, Nether, you see something hover above the city. It just hovers, slowly moving along. See all these appendages just moving around as it's going forward.
Is it coming closer to us, or is it going further away?
It's going further away.
Does it look like it's floating on its own, or if it's like carrying itself up over the city by?
It seems to be floating on its own.
How big does it look?
It's pretty. It's on the large side. In fact, Roric, since you rolled so high, it looks familiar. See what appears to be that of... Let me go ahead and pull up an image for you all.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fun.
Images, yay!
Watch as it's just a really big flump. That's why it's familiar.
It's just a giant flump. Harold's like, damn it.
Game
We'll
over.
figure it out.
You figured me out. It's all over now.
We're
It's all-
panicking.
Seriously, Harold, you had to do it's all
I can't
over now.
wait
Really?
for the day that Harold, like, it's like, I'm gonna get a picture up, and then all of a sudden he just shows us the Giga Chad meme.
Oh my gosh.
Bro,
And he's
this
like,
is
this is my
the Giga
NPC.
Chad meme.
He's like, this is my NPC, his name is Brandon.
Oh
I
my
just saw
gosh.
the first name that came to mind. Okay, if my friend watches this VOD, I'm not talking about you, okay, Brand? Okay? We're not talking about you. You're not a Chad. You're an
Oh my-
Aussie.
You're an Aussie.
Bro.
Okay.
I think Cam
Oh,
knows
that's
who
just
I'm
the
talking
Drew-
about.
An Aussie is just a druid version of a Chad.
Oh,
This
Brando.
This is what you see, Roric. That's floating along.
So you said it looked familiar. Do I remember seeing this creature before?
You have seen something like this before.
Oh shit, I'm just realizing now. Oh fuck, no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Oh fuck.
Fuck.
I'm seeing eye stalks. Oh. Do I see that the eyes are
fun.
pale or no?
It's those marble colored eyes that you remember seeing before.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Oh shit, is this the one that we'd fought before?
I think it is.
Keep in mind, Rourke, you're the only one that sees this. Whoops.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Yeah, no,
Overlay.
Nether is still just like he sees the shape. He's not comfy
So-
with this.
For my own information, Harold, I don't remember way back then. I think I might have been absent for the battle against
No,
them,
you were there.
so-
You?
Yeah, it was a hot minute, but you definitely recognize that.
I definitely
It was a
recognize
crazy
this
battle.
one. All right.
Nether's going to.
I'm gonna stop Nether before Nether moves forward or anything, and
No.
I'm just gonna say that looks like the one that we fought all those months ago.
Yeah, and if you would let me move, he's going to
I'm-
point it out to Gali as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Does she recognize it?
It's
Or is her intelligence too low?
no. Because of your, you would definitely have. You remember seeing this kind of thing before.
Okay.
As it's just hovering along.
Zokalis, Samuel, we have company.
Samuel just immediately turns the second Nether says that.
And he's just going to point up at it.
Oh, this is the security one. Reminds me of the boss that we just fought yesterday.
Unfortunately, I need to let you guys know. And Roric's speaking real quietly, just because he's paranoid about that thing hearing us.
Mm-hmm.
In order for me to cast that spell earlier, I had to get rid of my ability to use another one of those spells that I had, and I chose to not keep the stealth spell.
It's alright.
I chose to keep the hold person spell because if we were going to be fighting the gig thing, then... But if we're fighting that, I don't know. I don't think the hold person can work on it, but...
Let's see.
Just letting you know.
Okay. Yes.
The floating thing is different from the statues and essentially the cake that Zokalis recognizes, correct?
This is this. It looks similar to that of a beholder, but it's not exactly what you had seen before.
Okay.
Yeah. As you're all, as you are whispering, Roric, you suddenly hear a voice.
Oh no. Hearing voices is
Oh.
never good for Roric.
You just, as you say that, you just hear a, please. Your minds are so loud that whispering does nothing for me. Coming right from behind you.
Oh,
Roric is the only one who knows this, correct?
No, everyone hears this.
Is the voice familiar?
Very familiar.
So Kalis is gonna immediately turn around.
Samuel's doing the same, arm held up, charging an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, hold on a moment. Okay. You see right behind, as you turn around in the same time as Ren'Zad, you see standing before you at a height of 6'5", but not standing on the ground, but instead seeming to be levitating. Hands behind its back. You see the bulbous head, the tentacle that obscure the mouth, the beady yellow eyes.
Oh fuck.
Just looking at each and every one of you.
Oh fuck.
As says, well, it appears that you have gathered some more for your little pack. I'm impressed that you found this city. Though knowing you, it's probably a mere coincidence.
Who's he speaking to?
All of you.
Okay. Kalis is gonna give a side eye to Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel turns to this thing and kind of motions back towards where they came from initially, with where like the lab and everything was. Question: were you the one who set up that laboratory back there?
Of course. And I guess you can say I was the colony's top researcher.
Oh yes, I found one of your little record-keeping devices. Very interesting, very cute, very lovely. Question: were all the specimens held in the chrysalis, were they all being experimented on for the birthing process?
Unlike you, we think beyond the mere concept of reproduction.
Reproduction
If
assimilation, you know what
anything-
I'm talking about.
If anything, what matters to us is to bring back the way the order had been established.
And he just kind of rolls his eyes. Oh, God, you one on that lot.
Perhaps, but I am not here as for the same reasons as my colony was. What matters to me is progress. Now we'll continue moving that progress by whatever means necessary.
And with that, Nether is going to grab his bow. He's going to notch an arrow. He's going to pull it back, aiming straight for his head. He's going to hold it there. Give me one reason why I shouldn't put this through your head right now.
Very well. I'll entertain that. For one, I'm not the one you need to worry about. And you suddenly hear a as barreling through the structure behind you. You see what appears to be that of almost like a giant insect. What appears to be that of a almost like a millipede. And you see,
another one.
and it just seems to just look to you before. Please. The wheel of progress doesn't just stop spinning. And you see, as he says this, you suddenly see these tendrils begin to emerge from its back.
Millipede or
This millipede-like creature. It's
super
big. Like if we're talking about token size, it's considered a huge.
Oh fuck.
And you see that as it appears to be opening whatever mouth it has, it just releases these, and you see all these multiple tendrils that resemble to have tentacles emerge.
How far away is it from us?
It is about 60 feet from you.
How far is our mind flare from us?
30.
So Zokalis is gonna guiding bolt the mind flare.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
I've heard enough for your shit.
Okay.
The moment that Zokalis says no, he's going to let loose the arrow.
Okay.
And after the
Go ahead and
after
both
the-
of you roll your attacks.
Hold on.
Take that as a signal.
Yeah.
After, I also would like to, after the arrow and guiding bolt, I want to cast hold person on it. It affects humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta split up.
And Samuel is going to go ahead and cast Zokalis cast Well, since Samuel's gonna go ahead and cast Witch Bolt.
All right, so go ahead and use your attacks. Roll your attacks.
It actually needs to roll a Wisdom save.
I'll get to that in a moment. I'm worrying about the others first.
Okay.
Guiding bolt. Right. Cool.
Is this fight at disadvantage or no?
17.
Just give me a moment. 17. All right.
Uh,
Just waiting on Nether.
19.
Okay. Zokalis, you and Nether. As you both, while Samuels is a bit off, a bit caught off guard by everything, Nether, you fire your arrow. As Zokalis, you release your guiding bolt, and it goes barreling right towards this gate before it suddenly disappears after it makes impact.
Damn it.
Motherfucker.
It did hit, but it went right. If you'll notice with your passive perception, Zokalis, it went right through.
He's still standing there, but it went through him.
Nope,
It's
gone now.
Or is he completely gone? He's completely gone.
It's completely gone now.
It
Did
was
I
an
expend a
illusion.
spell slot or no?
Yes, you did.
Damn it.
It was an illusion. He's somewhere here.
And as
First,
you are worried about this, you also notice something different about this creature. Gali, are you focusing on were you focusing on Mind Flayer or that creature that appeared?
I was focusing on the creature.
Okay, while they were focusing on that, Gali, you see that this creature begins to split apart. Like as if like a banana peel.
I don't like that visual.
And then you just see two of them now.
DM, is there any higher ground within 30 feet of me?
Yes, I'll get to that in just a moment. Yes, Zokalis?
After he disappeared, I still have the robe of eyes on. If he's
That is
invisible around the area, would I see
He
him?
is not there.
Ethereal plane? Question mark from Grove of Ice?
Yep.
It's not ethereal plane at all.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It was
So
a distraction.
we are going to pick up next session with the rolling initiative.
Damn it.
Oh, I'm not happy with you at all.
Oh.
I knew he would come back. I just didn't know when.
Oh,
I'm
by the way,
fucking pissed.
I'll humor you guys by showing you something.
Oh no, you're showing us
yes.
what it
Oh
looks
no,
like.
do we get a map?
That
We get a map.
That last attack was really fitting because Nether did tell Zokalis that he has teleport.
DM,
So that's actually poetic right there. Because
Yes.
yeah.
since everyone got their little turn, could I just know if there was any higher ground nearby?
So the best thing you have higher ground wise is going to be like the structures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they
So
nearby?
yes, they are all around you. So the closest one is going to be about 10 feet from you.
Okay. Got
We have
it.
higher ground to go to. That's
Yep. Let me go ahead and pull up this image because I know. Let me see if I can find that.
Swear to God, if we're fighting the things from Maze Runner.
good. Yeah, no. Our Roric, Deki, are you guys remembering the giant skeletal centipede thing that we had to fucking fight?
I'm just picturing the thing from that one dungeon in SAO.
Yes.
It's that part too.
Give me a
Fighting
moment.
Grievers.
Giant skeletal centipede thing part 2, electric boogaloo.
All right, give me a moment. Just uploading that image.
Hi, Chatter. Yes, I'm
Actually-
okay. I know. I'm giving off the
Chatter.
Engie energies. I'm giving off the Engie energies, I know.
Mm.
That's my trademark. Back off.
You're gonna sue for
Oh, Christ.
for copyright infringement.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh fuck! It's even worse than.
It didn't load for me, so I'm gonna.
Hold on, I didn't put it up yet.
Oh, okay, because it's not on the.
Oh, are
I'm
you
looking-
reacting
I'm
to the?
I'm looking
thing I
right to
posted?
what. Yeah, I'm right to what Rory posted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, those
Oh,
are the
let's
things
go.
There's 2 of them.
from.
Oh my god.
He's cute.
Rory.
And they're both huge.
Well, they're both considered large now because it's
Okay,
split.
large. It's split.
split.
It got
It's
half.
morphin
this time.
time.
Bro.
So for those
I'm
who
just
are
gonna
wondering,
put it
this is
on
what
right
they're
now.
gonna fight next week.
Not next week,
Let's
but
go.
yeah, next time.
Next week. Yeah, we're having session next week.
Alright.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Oh,
Trying my best to be here. That's for damn sure.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Oh, the medicated,
Oh.
but I'll be here
All right. And oh my goodness, I
Yeah,
keep
he's gonna
pressing
be
that
thinking
button.
like me.
for that.
So, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. It's been awesome having you here for these sessions.
Hell yes.
So, and it's good to be back. So, we will be back next week for Revive Pandemic, and then not this upcoming Sunday, but the Sunday after that, we will be back with Iker and Honor. Thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all again next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Happy Halloween, everyone!
Happy
This is
Halloween.
great.
Happy
Spooky
Halloween.
day.
Halloween.